Welcome to Living in Rural Germany. I thought I'd answer some questions of yours about why and how we moved to rural Germany and how much we paid for our farmhouse in the Black Forest. You're going to be surprised. Firstly, my parents are arriving, and so this is a great excuse to clean through while I tell you all about how we managed to land here in the Black Forest. Back in November 2017, we knew that we had to move from space, but we had choices. Did we move back to England or did we go somewhere else? That was our choice. Aidan had read an article that stated that the four main languages in the world at the time were English, Spanish, Mandarin and German. Now we have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old at the time who already spoke English and Spanish. We were to look at countries, therefore, that spoke Mandarin or German. And let's face it, really there was no contest. Mandarin was looking far too difficult to learn, and Aidan had already spoke German, so Germany it was. Aidan had lived near Frankfurt for about 10 years in the 90s, and I'd only been there once for a few days whilst my dad was in the hospital. So Aidan and I decided that we needed to go together to visit Germany to ensure that I was happy to move to a country that I knew very little of. A 5-day trip was planned for the following month, December 2017. We spent our time near Frankfurt, as that was where Aidan was living before. I loved it, and I couldn't wait to get back to Spain to start planning our move and finding a house, job and all the other things involved in moving countries. We had 2 rental properties in the UK which we put up for sale. This gave us a very small budget to work with. We arranged a few viewings for January 2018, but not near Frankfurt. We had to look at rural Germany and preferred to be south rather than east, where the properties were much cheaper. So it was a difficult task. We decided to take the children with us for a week viewing properties. We arranged for them to spend a day in a German school, and Aidan visited a few job agencies. Before we left, we put an offer in on a house, which I had fallen for, but a few months later that house then fell through, as we couldn't get the price down to a price which we could afford. We looked back on the properties that we viewed back in January and decided to put an offer in on Aidan's favourite. To be fair, it was also the children's favourite. We were also fairly desperate to be there before June 2018 to avoid our son starting senior school in Spain, and therefore he could start in a German school instead. This was currently Easter. Eventually, our offer of €67,000 was accepted. We spent the first year looking for work and also getting the basics into the house. Finding jobs was not easy for us, so we were eating into our savings far too quickly. In 2019, I suffered a stroke, and so we decided to get a few workaways in to help Aidan move the project forward whilst I recovered. It didn't take long before all our savings were gone and everything was on pause. We still didn't have a heating system in, but we had managed to install a log burner with a back boiler so that we could connect a few radiators on a closed circuit. We are still heating the main house this way today. We decided to get planning permission, which has been granted, to create living accommodation in a freestanding barn that we have. Our idea is to create a holiday let to help fund further projects, but at some point we will move into it whilst we renovate the main house. The project has become more exciting again after too many years of it being on hold. So we hope that you will follow us on this journey of living in rural Germany with a sprinkle of renovation thrown in.